Awakening really is so much more simple than we ordinarily believe. There's really only one thing you need to do to awaken, and that's to relax. And you might have noticed that relaxation is something I really emphasize a lot in my videos and in my explanations of this approach. And the reason for that is quite simple. You already are that which you are looking for. You only seem to not recognize it. If you want to recognize what you really are, you don't do it by looking for what you are with your attention or with your thoughts, because you will never find it. If you actually want to recognize what you really are, all you have to do is be. And of course, you are already, whether you want it or not. So the question then arises, if I already am this awake, true nature, why does it seem like I'm not that? And to put it very simply, the root cause of why it seems like we are not that is because we are grasping to a part of our experience. Whatever it is, whether it's something we experience in the visual field, whether it's something we experience in the body, something we hear, a thought, we can grasp onto that, fixate on that. If we do that, it seems like we become a kind of localized separate entity. And if we want to fix that mistake, so to say, all we need to do is relax this grasping. And if we relax this grasping, then true nature will recognize itself. And it won't recognize itself in a kind of subject-object duality in which we usually recognize something. It's not like that at all. Think about a fire, right? A fire illuminates the outside world. It shines on the outside world. But it's not like the fire is not also illuminating itself. The fire is already burning. It is brightness itself. It is illumination itself. And just by being itself, it lights itself up. And the very same thing can be said about our true nature. We don't have to look for our true nature. If we just are it, we also know it. True nature knows itself just by being itself. And this is why this relaxation is the key. If we are fixating on something, it seems like we are not that. If we are relaxing that fixation, then true nature just shines and knows itself, right? So this is effortless. It is the opposite of an effort. Getting somewhere, understanding something, fixating on something, that is an effort. But if you relax that, then there is just the recognition of what's always so. And I'm really talking about a very specific kind of relaxation here. I'm not talking about relaxing the body or relaxing the mind, getting a kind of nice, comfortable, warm feeling in the body. No, I'm talking about relaxing this very specific grasping activity. And if I'm telling you right now to not fixate on anything, to let go of any attempt to get somewhere, to be something, to understand something, to recognize something, if you really follow this instruction, then you will automatically recognize true nature, or rather, true nature will recognize itself. And if you feel like that didn't resonate with you, that didn't trigger this recognition, then it might be the case that you are still looking for something, still trying to get somewhere. And I know this can happen quite easily, which is why when I give pointing out instructions, I very often don't just emphasize the relaxation, but also emphasize the direct recognition of this centerless, awake presence which we are. I'm essentially saying too much, because as I just explained, just relaxing the grasping is enough for the recognition. But because we can seem to struggle with that, because it can be hard for us to relax this grasping, I then additionally give the instruction to recognize that which is fully relaxed, which is free of grasping. Recognize this awake presence which we are. This is quite different from using the attention to look for true nature. We are letting this awake presence, our true nature, look for itself. And it then recognizes itself. And it does so just by relaxing this grasping. So this kind of extra step of not just emphasizing the relaxation, but also the direct recognition wouldn't be necessary if we actually really just relaxed. But as I said, if that alone doesn't trigger this recognition for you, that's quite fine. I've uploaded quite a few videos on this channel where I give these pointing out instructions in more detail. So if you're interested in hearing that, I will link some of them in the video description. It's also often the case, however, that just watching a video, just listening to someone speak, still leaves a certain amount of doubt. If that's not the case for you, that's great, of course. But if you do feel like you're struggling in that regard, you can also use the links in the description to get in touch with me directly. And a lot of times it can just be helpful to have the direct guidance of someone and have someone there who can clear up the doubts in a more direct manner, because the doubts we have, the fixations we have, can really be quite specific to each individual body-mind. So to sum it up, just relax this grasping and enjoy the shining of your true nature. That's really all there is to it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right here next time.